Hey, how are you doing today? It is Samuel, your manufactured home manual, the informational manual. So today, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about if a manufactured home is right for me. Something that you should be asking yourself, especially if you are in the market for a home. You ain't got nothing to lose by exploring your housing options, folks. So this is kind of a guide, a quick little guide about home buyers exploring, manufactured homes in 2025 or modern manufactured homes, sometimes called mobile homes. But my thought on that is that you have to step away from what you've known about manufactured homes because they have come a long way and they are built substantially better than they ever were before. Today, they're stylish, modernized, affordable. That is huge. Efficient, guys, highly energy efficient. It is incredible. Estimated about 30% lower on your energy costs, and it all due to the insulation, just things that we do to make your homes more efficient and in turn saving you money in the long run. So this guide per se is to help you understand the pros and the cons, folks. That's what it comes down to, and to help you ask the right questions in respect to whether a manufactured home fits your goals or not. What is a manufactured home? Let's talk about it, guys. A manufactured home is built entirely in a factory. Some people call it a building center, and is transported directly to your site, to your property. Unlike mods or modular or traditional homes, right? They're built to federal HUD standards and often placed on a permanent foundation or a semi-permanent foundation. And we can get more into the foundation side of things in a few. Had a phone call come through. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, we'll get into the details about the foundation and your foundation's options. That way you guys know what to ask, what to look for in regards to the foundation. But if you're starting this process and you're exploring manufactured housing as an option, so some of the key questions that you do want to ask yourself is, do I already own the land, right? Or do I plan to purchase the land? So yeah, because land ownership is obviously going to affect what you can install on your property, how it's financed, and of course your permitting timeline, right? The governing local jurisdiction having authority. Definitely got to be familiar with your county. Now, something else to ask yourself, folks, is what is my total project budget, including land, home, and any site work or site improvements that have to be done? To that, manufactured homes generally are way more affordable than the other options out there. But the total cost, right, is going to vary widely based on the conditions and the home type and the identities that you want to add to the home. So we definitely want to help you prepare for that, help you navigate that process. In the land of enchantment here in New Mexico, there's so many different grades to the land, but also other things about finding property that really matter, that are important, and that you should know in terms of what is needed to support a manufactured home to maintain that affordability. Do I want to live in a rural area or an urban setting? That one's an important one because zoning laws may limit manufactured homes in certain areas. They have certain covenants, which, these laws and these covenants were probably instituted way back in the day. So with that, we just got to abide by them. So we want to be sure, but ask yourself, rural areas or in the urban areas. In the urban areas, if you're looking for property, that tends to be a little bit more expensive. But in the rural areas, that's the ticket there. That's the dream, having the acreage where you can build and create. And, if you have a family, just building your future for your family and just creating something when we part this beautiful earth, that you have something to leave, right? Your legacy. So definitely certain areas, certain zoning laws can affect that. Excuse me. I had to swallow my orange there. Thank you for putting up with me. So yeah, do I want to live in a rural area or urban setting? Definitely think about that. How soon do I want to move in? Manufactured homes, that's a huge advantage to manufactured housing, is the turnaround time, the speed that we can build a home versus a site-built home. But both still do require permits, so keep that in mind. Utility hookups and foundation work. You have a little bit more of flexibility in regards to when do you want to be in the home? When do you want to be opening the door and say, honey, I'm home? So that's very in respect to that, right? Manufactured homes, factory-built homes have that advantage as opposed to site-built homes. If you want to be in something a lot quicker, right? Why not? I mean, get your home faster, get the floor plan that you want, right? You're not just going to have to settle for what's out there on the market. Think about the reasons why you would do something like this as opposed to the reasons which are probably equally as important, but why you wouldn't do something like this. And I guarantee you the reasons why you would do something like this are going to outweigh the reasons why you wouldn't. So that's my encouragement there. How much customization do I want in my home? What identities do I want in my home? Some of the homes offer dozens of floor plans. I say this all the time. There's so many options out there when it comes to manufactured housing and upgrades. Certain builders have a freaking 3-page options list. Others are simpler and quicker to deliver. Solitaire specifically, they focus on putting out a finished product, which helps maintain that affordability, and that it keeps efficiency at the factory just on point, right? Without offering a ton of upgrades. And you know, our homes are built much like stick-built homes, much like site-built homes, and are in fact 2 times heavier than your typical non-Solitaire product out there. 2 times heavier. Thank you for joining me today. We are talking about if a manufactured home can be if it's right for you and if it can be the answer for you. So we just went over the floor plan and upgrades. With manufactured homes, you can get more functional floor plans, in my opinion, that fit your criteria and that are going to fit the needs of your family. Is a manufactured home right for me? Am I comfortable with a home being built in a factory? Am I comfortable with factory-built construction? That is something that you're going to have to ask yourself. And what you're going to have to do is not skip over the aspect of getting to know your builder. A lot of people avoid those uncomfortable conversations in terms of, you know, budget and just dialing into those type of things. But you know, you got to be comfortable with your builder. That is my point. Be comfortable with your builder. Don't skip over that get to know aspect of getting to know your builder. It's so important, guys. Now, modern manufactured homes meet strict standards and are very durable, but they feel different than traditional homes. And that brings me back to the question, am I comfortable with a factory-built home? Modern manufactured homes meet strict standards, right? Some build above those strict standards. Solitaire included in that. And are very durable, but feel different than traditional homes. To put that in perspective, what do you like about traditional homes? That's what I would dial into. That's what I would ask you. What do you love? What do you like about traditional homes? You can find that a lot of those things that you do like and love about traditional homes in manufactured homes. And in regards to they feel different, you know, maybe the curb appeal, but there's so many things that you can do you know, to not make it as feel like a mobile home or a manufactured home. That's why I say you got to step away from that thought. You got to step away from that stigma to what you've always known about manufactured homes, because they are built, you know, there's a lot of thought and a lot of engineering that goes into these floor plans. And we've been building homes since 1965. That says something. What type of financing do I qualify for? FHA, VA, USDA loans are available in many cases, especially if the home is permanently affixed to your own land. That's something that you're going to have to dial into with your housing consultant to see what type of financing options will make some sense for you. And then get the facts and figures in front of you from the bank. Have a conversation with the loan originator. We're experts at housing, right? And I mean us specifically here at Solitaire Housing Consultants are experts at manufactured housing, or should be. So my point is the loan officer, right? The loan originator is the bank. That is their superpower. any questions like that, we will direct you in the right way, get you pointed in the right path. That way you can get some of the questions on your mind answered. Because we are not licensed loan originators, but we do understand the financing game pretty thoroughly. The pros of manufactured homes: lower cost per square foot than a site-built home. I definitely agree with that. We have a 32 by 82 that we build, which makes it 2,624 square feet. Right now it's going for, I'll just call it 250,000. So you divide the 250,000 divided by 2624, 95, my friends, 95.27. It's probably backwards on the calculator. That's under $100 a square foot for site built quality with solitaire. Now, do your research, because not all manufactured homes are built like a solitaire. But lower cost per square foot, more bang for your buck, more home for your money. To that end, touching on more pros, I already talked about it, but faster construction and delivery times, more modernized styles, and efficient energy systems. Our homes come standard with R19 insulation in your exterior sidewalls, standard R40, R30 or R40 in your ceiling, which is a cellulose insulation blown in and around your roof trusses. And then most of our customers upgrade the floor insulation from R11 to R22, right? So it's going to make it more energy efficient than you're at a fraction of the cost of your typical non-solitaire product. And with that said, we've been in the Energy Star program since 2008, solitaire specifically. And more builders these days are getting into that program, but we've been in it since 2008, guys. And there's certain things that you got to do to your homes to qualify for that pretty blue sticker, the Energy Star certified sticker. We can get more into detail about that. You guys know where to find me. Can it be installed on your own land or in a community? Yes, that's another pro to manufactured housing, is it can be installed on your land or family land. A lot of people don't know that here in New Mexico. Or a park or community. That is a great option for someone starting out and looking to create a pathway to home ownership. Starting out in a park or community is a great way to start out, as opposed to renting an apartment. Eligible for many types of loans if on a permanent foundation. That's true. So if you got someone, like, we'll just use an example, and I got 10 minutes before I got to go. If you got an investor that purchases a home, or a builder, a manufactured home builder who purchases a home, they put it on the property, they affix it to the property, it has everything that it needs, basically a turnkey project. Then it converts into real estate, right? Get perfected with the land. So once you do that process, it will open up your pool of offerings as far as who you can sell that home to. FHA financing, VA financing, because if you don't own the land and you're shopping for the land, those programs are a little bit harder to acquire if you do own the land too, because it's a home only loan. And if you need a well or something like that, well, the lender's only going to loan out so much with very little skin in the game. So they're probably going to want you to put up your land as collateral. If you do need a ton of site improvements, that's something we do, and that is important for you to understand. Potential drawbacks: zoning and permitting limitations in some areas. Here in New Mexico, I agree with that. There's a lot of rules and regulations for manufactured homes. You just got to know how to navigate it. When challenges occur, because it's not a perfect process, we do have to deal with the county. It does have to pass a state inspection. That's why it's important to get to know your builder. And because of our experience here in the Land of Enchantment, we have that down. We have that process down, right? We have someone to help you with your county permit. We have someone to help you with your site plan, and we can help you navigate. We can collaborate with you and navigate you will need the permitting. So yes, we can help you there, folks. And that could be a potential drawback. I don't see it as a drawback. I see it as just getting it done right. May require significant site preparation, foundation, utilities, etc. If we've got to dig huge rock boulders out of the ground, right? Yeah, that's true. That's why there's a lot of value in a site visit, or ordering a bid request through a contractor to help you understand what you're going to need on your property. Resale value can vary by location and market conditions. That is true. It's all dependent on location, right? But also how they look at how the value of a home is the components, how they're building a home, what are they using in the home. So our homes appraise for a lot higher than what we sell them for, and that dynamic was created way back when, being a factory direct store to the public, right? So yeah, you put it on the land, it appraises with the property, it has everything that it needs, it's on the foundation, it's going to appreciate as opposed to depreciate. Now, that is not true with all manufactured homes, so tread lightly when it comes to that. Another potential drawback, some lenders treat them differently than traditional homes. Absolutely. It is a lot more challenging to, it's becoming easier, but this day and age, it's more challenging. There's not so many programs accessible for manufactured homes. Not to say that you don't have options, and that's what we're here for. It takes a specialized individual, an experienced hand to put you in a really good position and help you navigate this. But some lenders will treat it differently. That's why it's a little bit harder to acquire financing through outside lenders if they don't have the experience, right? So our lenders specifically work for manufactured homes. Limited customizations and lower end models. I mean, that's part of the value created manufactured housing, keeping it affordable. Yes, we're going to limit the customizations. There are lower end models. You have entry level, mid-range, just like everything else, and then you have the high end, right? You got the Timex watch and you have the Rolex watch, right? To that end, the Rolex is going to be a lot more reliable in terms of longevity. It's something that you're going to be able to hand down from generation to generation. The Timex watch, right? Probably going to be replacing that watch over time, cost versus price. But limited customizations, I kind of agree and don't disagree with that, because you can get more home for your money just by simply going the manufactured home way, and it is the smartest way to buy in 2025. Is it right for you? Or a manufactured home could be the answer for you. It could be the perfect fit. I am here to help you explore that option. Do you want a faster, more affordable pathway to home ownership? Do you own land or plan to buy land in a manufactured home friendly area? Are you comfortable with the style and the construction type? Are you looking to simplify or downsize? That's a big one. A lot of people are looking to do that these days. Brings me back to a quick point about financing, and I got about 5 minutes here. We've been seeing about a 35% one lump sum cash buyer currently. So people are not getting into mortgages as much, but we still have that option. And the mortgages are not as expensive as you think these days. But if it may not be a right fit, you're building in an urban area with strict zoning laws, definitely. Rio Rancho tends to be a little bit more stricter. You need a large-scale customizations or a two-story live-in. Yeah, we're not in that. We don't specialize in two-story homes yet. Do you plan to resell soon in a limited market? I mean, guys, we just sold a manufactured home on real estate in Moriarty, New Mexico on 1 acre. It was a 28 by 60, 1,680 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That entire project sold as real estate for about $320,000. We probably got close to $200,000 per square foot. So resale with manufactured homes, it depends on the home, but it could be the difference between you losing money and making money. The investors we work with tend to always come out on top. The next step, schedule with your housing consultant. Folks, reach out to us to discuss your land or your housing needs. Don't be shy. Take that first step. I'm telling you now, do it. Get pre-qualified. That's a big one, right? Get pre-qualified, right? Work with the loan originator for financing to understand your budget. We are training that as well, so we can help you understand that too. Help you do a free budget analysis. Tour the home models. That is my favorite part, guys. It's so different from looking at floor plans online. You actually got to come here, see it, feel it, touch it, right? They all look the same online, guys. It's on the inside what counts. Make an appointment. Are you ready to explore this further with me, guys? Could a manufactured home be the answer for you? If it is, give me a call, guys, right now. 505-294-5555. text me at 505-545-2904 if you're more comfortable communicating that way. Thank you guys. I love talking to you. I appreciate you. I hope this short video was useful. We'll get more into it soon. Please leave me a like. Feel free to subscribe. Leave your comments below. Trigger the algorithm. Spread the word. Let's spread some awareness about manufactured homes. A lot of people on my channel love what we do, folks. 20 million Americans live in manufactured homes today. So it could be the answer for you. It could be a total game changer, more bang for your buck. Thank you. Have a good and blessed day. Samuel Vargas, Solitaire Homes, Albuquerque, New Mexico, checking out.